three key tasks or key focus points that you have. It's people, culture, and strategy, right? And in that order. The key to a strong culture then is trust and safety. When people feel safe and trusted, it opens up space, and it drives people engagement. It drives energy, it drives commitment, it boosts well-being, and it drives creativity and innovation. And as a result, an organization is successful and performs well and has a competitive advantage. So what I did when I came into such organizations, I never focused on the numbers. I always focused on people and on building and developing and nurturing environments of trust. And the numbers in terms of financial performance came as a result of that. So that was my approach that always led me to be successful.
So people were your investment?
Yes, most definitely, yes.
How did organizations respond when you would come in and flip the script like that? I mean, that's not a normal, at least in my experience here, that was never necessarily readily received when you would walk in and say, well, I understand the financials are our focus right now, but why don't we change that and make people the focus, and then let financial reward be the outcome of the investment in the people? Because it wasn't always an immediate return on that investment, and we were looking at the short game, not the long game, it wasn't always necessarily like, yes, let's do that. Let's just make that investment right now. Then it wasn't received the way that one would anticipate, because we weren't looking at the long game. So how did you bridge that gap? How did you communicate to those that you were walking into and being in service with and of, that, hey, this is going to pay multiple in the long run. We might have to take a short hit, but in the long run, this is really going to get us where we want to go.
Yeah, well, as you say, this is a journey that you embark on, and you have to be aware of that. This is not a quick fix, and people who have been led in a threat and fear-based system, command and control, they will not immediately trust, and it takes a while for you to role model the kind of behavior to share very openly what this is all about, and to involve people, engage people in a way that builds actually trust. So I always find that this kind of journey is like an expedition into uncharted territory, where you go up a mountain and you form the team, and you need to make sure that everyone knows and understands where you are and where you want to go. And then you have to make sure that everyone is able to come along, is able to contribute, is safe, and understands how we are progressing, right? And it starts with sharing very openly, coming back to the business environment where you are. In all of those situations that I came in, people had not been told the truth. They didn't know in what a dangerous, disastrous, money-losing situation the business was. So this was the first order of the day, basically, sharing again and again the truth, very authentically, very openly, very honestly, and obviously then to provide a vision of where we need to go. And then it starts with the joint work. It's nothing that can be enforced top down, but it's a collaborative act. And I would call this, it's a kind of joint why, how, and what work. So first of all, you need to start involving people right from the start, and it starts with jointly developing or reviewing what is our North Star, what is our purpose, why are we around, and why should we be around for much longer? I mean, what's the reason for that? What kind of value do we create and provide to our customers, but also to our other stakeholders, to our community? And what are the values that are guiding us? So this is something that needs to be built and developed together right from the start. And the second step is pretty much around how do we want to work? What are our guardrails? How do we want to structure our cooperation and our communication? What is our culture supposed to look like? And the third step, the what work, is then really about meeting people where they are and who they are, and enabling everyone to show up wholly as a human being. And you just mentioned it, Amber. I always perceive people like clouds, and in highly overstructured companies or highly siloed companies, those clouds are then being forced into a chest of drawers. So what you get actually, you get a stamp out of a whole personality, but the whole personality gets reduced to a little box that is supposed to fulfill a certain function or play a certain role. And this is nothing that I ever believed in. So the question is, how do you enable people to show up wholly? How do you also take approaches to designing an organization that allows for people to show up wholly, and not to check in the morning at the reception desk at 9 o'clock and leave the half or even more of their humanity behind and check out again and pick it up when they go home? This is nothing that would work. So this is what I mean about showing wholly. People need to have the opportunity to bring their whole humanity to work, which also means they bring their whole potential to work.